Hey everyone, Amy here with Think Pink Health and Home, and I wanted to talk today about scheduling. So a lot of people do a weekly schedule or a daily schedule, and I'm no exception. It really just helps me to keep on track. The version you're seeing right now is probably the 10,000th version that I've made. I used to have a very, very detailed, color-coded, minute by minute type of schedule, and I just found it impossible, and I was really starting to feel kind of down on myself that I felt like, I couldn't do everything that I had set out to do, and then I just thought, I'm being too hard on myself, this is impossible. So then my husband suggested, well, why don't you just make a bulleted list and cross off the things on the list as you go. And I know that works for some people, but I get distracted very, very easily, and so I would just get distracted with different things during the day, and so that just was not structured enough for me. So this is kind of a happy medium. So as you can see, it's a very simple spreadsheet. I did Monday through Sunday. I started with Monday just because that's the beginning of the week, and it's super busy, and just put the times on the side. Very, very easy. So actually, I just changed it today. I have taken off of here some things that are ending. Like, for example, Bible study is now over. I used to do that on Wednesdays. Swim class is now over. All those types of things. So this is kind of my almost summer schedule. But you can see it is not super detailed. It just basically talks or shows when I wake up and things that go on in the morning, and then the afternoon and evening. And in the evening, let me just scroll down here. So you'll see it goes all the way down to lights out for my kiddos. So in order to get this started, besides just making a very simple spreadsheet, what I did was I plugged in first the things that were not movable. For example, gymnastics. I can't help when that time is, so I had to plug that in first. Or when I had Bible study, that was a set time, so I put that in there. The dog class, anything that I could not have control over when it was, that's what I plugged in. And then over on the side, I made a list of all the things that I wanted to get in during the day, and then I went and plugged those in. And like I said, I've done this over and over and over again, and so this is just what works for me. So anyway, this is something you might try, and this is something that might take you 100 times, because like I said, I've just done it over and over again, and this is just what works. But I want to talk about this area down here. Whoa, I'm not sure what happened there. Let me fix that. Okay, so it says chores in school. I homeschool my son, and so this is when we do his homeschooling, and for the most part he can get it done in just a few short hours. If not, then down here in these blank spaces he will continue. And where it says chores, that's when I do my housework. And so you might think, I'm sorry, my phone is ringing. So you might think, well, how are you doing both? Well, usually what I do is I get him started on the school. So usually what I do is I get him started on school, get him going on his lessons, and pull out his materials and what have you. And then once he's on to his independent work, that's when I'll go and do a few chores. And then I'll come back, check on him, ask him, how he's doing. And we kind of just go on like that. So some days he's very, very independent, and other days he needs a little bit more help. So this area in here is very flexible. Of course, school takes precedent over the chores. But whatever I don't get done here, I continue down here. So we try to be a little bit more flexible in this area. So I wanted to show you also, speaking of chores, my chore schedule. So I made this for myself. And again, it's just a very simple spreadsheet. And I wrote a list of all the things just on a piece of paper that I wanted to get finished or accomplished during the week as far as house cleaning. And then I had also thought of the days that are super busy. So for example, when we had swim class and gymnastics in the same day after school, that was a day where I would put less chores because I just had less time to do it. Or if it was a grocery shopping day, that was something that always takes a while, especially when I have the kiddos with me. So I would try to do less chores on that day. So this is also a 10,000th revision, but this is just works for me right now. So you can see, why does it keep doing that? Sorry. So you can see each day what goes on. And what I do is I put this in my home management binder, and it's in a plastic sleeve. So as I accomplish it, then I just cross it off, and then I know I'm done for the day. So this is my whole week. Monday through Friday is mostly the chores day. Saturday, I really try and do very little chores on Saturday because we're usually doing family things and stuff. So, I sweep a little bit, and usually in the evening I do my nails so they're nice and pretty for the week. And we have a classroom, so I just straighten that up. So that's not really a big deal, but this just takes me a few minutes each Saturday to get it done. And then Sunday, of course, we go to church, but that's the day I really try and don't have a whole lot of chores that day, but I do my baking for the week, I do my meal planning, cut the coupons. I put beauty day on here because if I don't put it on there, then I will forget. And I am the type of gal, I like to do home facials and peels and all that kind of stuff, and that's just fun for me. So that's a little bit of me time, but if I don't put on there, it won't get done. And I just recently put groceries on Sunday, but I think I'm going to move it back to Monday. It just seems a lot easier to do that because Sunday just seems so short. So that is how I do my chores. And I also have my kids' chores. My kids are 8 and 11, and they have done chores since they could walk. So they are very, very good and very quick at getting them done. And I'll show you their schedule in just a minute. What I did, though, is I looked at my schedule to coordinate theirs. So, for example, if I'm vacuuming, then on their schedule, I don't put vacuuming for that day because that would be redundant. If I'm unloading, or if on their schedule it says unload the dishes, then I don't unload the dishes that day because they will do it. So I tried to alternate it like that. So let me show you their schedule. So their schedule consists of what we call the 3 tidies, which is the den, their room, and the bathroom. Now we have 3 bathrooms. I maintain the master bathroom, and then we have a small powder room and a full-size bathroom that's between their 2 bedrooms. So they just do a tidy, and what we call a tidy is just basically picking up things, kind of maybe wiping on the counters, but really just straightening, making sure there's no trash on the floor, kind of just picking things up and make sure they look nice. And that's the same thing goes from the den in their bedroom. It's not a big clean, it's just picking up clutter and kind of just going over once. It just takes a very few minutes. And of course here we have put up clothes. That's only if I've done laundry that day. Now on the 3rd row, you're going to see that that's what we call their big chore for the day. And that alternates because I want them to be able to do a little bit of everything as they get older. So I know sometimes people will delegate chores to kiddos, and for example, one person always does the vacuum, or one kiddo always does the dishes. And it is easier sometimes that way because you know who's supposed to be doing it. But I feel like changing the chores gives them a better kind of variety so that once they are older and have their own place or live in a dorm or what have you, then they know how to do those things. So again, 3 tidies. Here they only have 2 because Monday is their big clean of the bathrooms. So one will do the upstairs bathroom, one will do the downstairs bathroom. And inside the bathroom cabinet, I have a step-by-step list of exactly what they have to do to clean it because it's their big clean, which is like a deep clean. So they just follow that list and they're done. So of course on this day they don't have a tidy in the bathroom. Then you can see they just gather the trash or unload the dishes or what have you. Speaking of trash, I did put this on Wednesday because Thursdays is our trash day. So I have them do the trash the day before and go ahead and put that out by the curb. So you might think about that. If your trash day is Friday, you might have gathering the trash and doing recycling. Ours is on the same day, on the day before. That just makes it a little bit easier. Fridays is their big, I put clean the room, and it's not up here in the tidies. They do their big room clean, and that is like a deep clean. That's not a tidy. So they strip their beds, they vacuum, they dust, they put clothes away. Whatever needs to be done, that's their big room clean. And I tell them, if you keep it tidy all through the week, you won't have as much to do on Friday. On Saturday, I don't like for them to have chores, big chores, because that's our family day, and I really think that kids need a break. So they just have their 3 tidies, and sometimes that takes all of 10 minutes out of their Saturday just to tidy up. And then on Sunday, we have church, and I tell them they have to play and relax. I think that that's really important for kiddos to have playtime and relax time in order to, just have fun and enjoy life. They need to enjoy life as well. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that if you're doing your daily schedule or weekly schedule, that maybe this was helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions on how I did this. It's a really simple system, but you can really change it to make it work for you. So that's it for now. You guys have a great day.